Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Rising, how you be? This is G. I am here to give you your August, first part of August, update, video, information, astrology. We're going to go over 5 things for you. 5 things that are going to help you to navigate the waters of August, help you navigate the waters of your life. In August, we have a full moon. The end of July, we started feeling some things. We started getting information. We started having conversations, and it was about deep stuff, buried deep stuff. Deep stuff as in important stuff, behind the scenes, below the surface, deep stuff, big stuff, power, big stuff about people in power, big stuff about people in government. So we're going to kind of dip into that a little bit, talk about the full moon, but we're going to go all the way up to about the 15th of the month. And so I'm going to break it down, 5 things to try to help you, specifically your Virgo energy. We're going to help you to understand what areas of your life you can expect testing and some stress and some tension, all feeling this at this time. It's not just about you. It's about, it's one thing, like if you're in a relationship and you're not feeling good and you got a partner who's strong and who's optimistic and who's healthy, right? And you're going through a time where, God, like nothing's going right and you're run down. What happens? You know you can depend upon your partner, or your partner steps in and says, let me help you. I will do that for you. I will take care of that for you. At this time, it's as though energies that are coming are so strong, right? That it's happening not just in our private life, but it's also happening out there in the world. And so understanding all of that, understanding the people that may be involved will better help you to navigate, will better help you to then, go through the waters and hopefully sail right through. That is my goal, to help us to just sail right through. Okay, so Virgo, number 5. Number 5, we're going to talk about the beginning of August. Now, the beginning of August is hot. H-O-T-T-T-T-T. It is a hot time. It's hot because there's big things going on. We've got people who are in power, right? Whether it's people in power at your job, people who are in power at the government, people who are the bosses, the CEOs, the ones in charge. We've got these people having conversations and communications because we've got the planet Mercury and the planet Pluto talking to each other. And so we kind of get some information about some stuff that was going on behind the scenes, stuff that was going on that we probably had inklings of, but it's like more information comes out and we're like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, holy crap. I had an idea that was happening, but I had no idea it was going on such a large scale. So this is the beginning of August. And so at that time, the people are getting angry. We're getting angry, right? Because we're like, okay, we've been waiting on like assistance, help, a stimulus package, right? The people, if you're out of work because you're sick, if you're out of work because your job doesn't exist anymore, if you're out of work because you're like, wait a minute, if I go in and I get sick, I don't want to maybe bring that home to my family. There's many layers to this stuff. It's very complex. Not everybody has a work from home job. For people who are in the service industry, who are hands-on, who are the people who are coming in direct contact, where it's like, wait a minute, this is crazy, right? So we're trying to wade through these waters and to understand, wait, how can this be? What's going to happen, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. Amidst all this uncertainty, people are getting riled up, getting angry. People are feeling very empowered, along with the government and with the big businesses feeling very much empowered. We too are feeling empowered. Some of our physical bodies literally are feeling empowered. And then some people on the other flip side of it are not feeling so strong. They're feeling run down, right? Number 5 was understanding there's going to be communications going on about things that were behind the scenes, about people who were the bosses, people who were in power, are just in charge at work or within the government. It could be somebody like who's in charge at home. When I look for you, when I dip into yours deeply, people in power, you've got that energy. It's all in your 5th house. And so your 5th house is your house of your romance. Like, who are you romantic with? Dating, relating, mating, all that. But it's also children. It's my children. It's my organized activities with my children. It's your area of life where you like to have a good time. It's your area of life where you feel as though when things are organized in some way, there's this expression of, I want to use the word control, but what it does is it helps things to happen in a smoother way, right? When we set up the steps and we do the steps 1, 2, 3, and we don't take shortcuts, it's this area of your life where it's about romance, fun, joy, creativity. So typically for you to have a good time, you see it as involving material objects. because it's the tangible 3D world. It's your Capricorn energy. So if I'm going out and having a good time, I should be able to travel. I should be able to eat. I should be able to, fine dining, right? This is that. This is Capricorn energy in the 5th house. So who's in charge of that? Like, who controls that? Who's the CEO of that? So this is that. This is that understanding of there's a power play happening there, and it's been going on for a long time. But you are evolving. You are changing your ways of belief upon that. And this brings me to point number 4 for you. Point number 4. Point number 4 for you is your Sagittarius energy, believe it or not. And your Sagittarius energy is in your 4th house. Your 4th house. And what this is it's your beliefs. It's your opinions. And some of these could be unconscious beliefs and unconscious opinions. Things that you have about, thoughts about freedom. There's a thing about you where you don't want to feel stuck. You need it. You need to have this. You need to be out and about. You need to be, the more you are out and about and interacting with the greater world, the more you feel like you're touching in with the cosmos. You just feel more connected that way. And that's how Sagittarian energy works. We need to be in it, we need to be actively in it. And we need to be actively, constantly ascending, constantly striving, constantly aiming and having a new goal, a new project, but having new beliefs and having a freedom of belief. We feel like we're being pigeonholed into something. We feel locked in. That ain't happening, because that upsets our inner emotional world. It knocks us out of balance. There is something about freedom of religion, religion itself, spirituality. This is all good for you. This would feed your emotional stability. But at the same time, there's a release, big release that you're going to be experiencing. Because pretty soon, right, in the month of August, there will be this connection in the cosmos. It's the galactic center touching in with the south node. And when that happens, the galactic center is literally considered the point of source. And the point of source touching in with the south node. Now understand something. The south node is what we're here to release. It's what we're letting go of. And the south node in Sagittarius is releasing and letting go of a belief about religion. Could be about spirituality, but more often than not, there is some sort of an unconscious hidden belief you have. People from foreign lands, people from foreign countries. It could even have to do with languages. And again, this could very much be unconscious. With what's going on in our world right now, with the message of unity, you may be faced with this, with a kind of a conundrum, because even though you like to go out and travel and explore and embrace certain nationalities and ethnicities, right? And people from around the globe, right? Because that is when you feel your best. It feeds you. But at the same time, recent events have brought up talks and conversations and have asked you to analyze your own beliefs about people, because so much of who we are is stuff that we've brought in from other lifetimes. It is also stuff that we've brought in from our childhood, how we were brought up, right? Conversations that we would overhear as a kid in our household. And so we have these unconscious things going on. But unless events occur in your daily life, unless hard conversations are had, we don't really go there. We don't analyze it because there's no need to. Like, we've gotten by, we wasn't a problem. We feel like we're kind and we're great to everybody. There comes a time where we have to hold ourselves responsible and accountable for the ways, the thoughts that we have inside our head. And so there's this thing going on, but there's going to be a release of all that. You're going to let it go. And when that happens, it'll be beautiful, because it'll be an emotional release. It'll actually help and support your emotional world, because I think we're legitimately at number 3. Number 3, combativeness. There's going to be, for the next 5 months, we have a lot of combative energy, because Mars, the warrior planet, Mars, the person that was born with one knife in each hand. He's the Marine, the first one out of the gate, wants to just go, just does before thinks. Mars energy for you is all the way over in your deeply bonded relationships. Typically, because I'm looking at the general chart. So you always want to listen for degrees, but for the next 5 months, it's going to be in the sign of Aries energy. All right. So if you have a chart, look where your Aries energy is at, and then you'll see, okay, because Mars is going to go forward. And it's going to keep trucking forward. And it gets very hot and intense around the 10th and around the 15th of this month, and towards the latter part of the month. Because when we get past August and go into September, this is point number 2. When we go into September, Mars will get to like 28 degrees at the butt end of your Arian energy, and then it'll stop and stand still. And when Mars stops and stands still, it becomes even stronger. Remember, Mars is all about let's fight. Mars, when it's not fighting, it is my ego. It's about, well, this is what I think and this is what I want to do. It's really about this is what I want to do. It's because Mars is all about taking action. It's about, but I have this plan. I had this set in place and I'm going to go do this. And I want to do it just like this. And if you don't do it just like this, then there's a problem, because guess what? Everybody else is experiencing Mars energy too. So we're all kind of encountering each other and facing each other as another soldier. Think about it like that. Think about, okay, every person you're going to be facing could possibly be that soldier. And so you want to be aware that anytime you're engaging with somebody, the best steps to take going forward are, I want to be the diffuser of the situation. I don't want to be the escalator of a situation. I want to be the diffuser. And that means putting Mars in the backseat, telling Mars, this isn't the time to fight. This isn't the battle. I'm going to need you when there's a battle. And when there's a battle, I will let you know. This is all about understanding that it is time to see if you're going to let your soul come forward and take control of your ego, because the Mars is the ego. And this is a perfecting of that for all of us. This is a perfecting of our ego energies and trying to grow Mars up, because on a very base expression of energy, Mars is the little kid, the baby, actually, the infant, because it's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's literally the moment, right? I'm born, and what do I want to do? I'm crying because I'm not warm. I'm crying because I'm hungry. I'm crying because I want to go to sleep. That's the Mars energy. It's all about me, 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 and what I need and what I want, and I need it right now. That's Mars energy. So understanding that we are all going to be feeling this burst of that. Now, the energy for the month of August and for the next, especially the month of August, we have very combative qualities. And in these combative qualities, we can expect more protesting. We may even see rioting, because there is this angle that sets up, and it goes from like August 3rd to August 10th to August 15th. It's very difficult. There are multiple energetic T-squares happening. And these mean testing and stress and tension, meaning if you have something that you have to do or that you want to do, you're likely going to be told no, or you're not going to be able to do it. And you might have to, instead of something taking 3 times to get a job done or to do what you wanted to do, it may take 10 times. And attached with it are all these rules and stipulations. And so there's this gigantic compromise that we're all going to be experiencing. Like, okay, we're willing to give you this, but you're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to, be willing to give that. And so this is a time of really trying to chill Mars out and trying to get Mars to realize that it's great to be the leader. It's fun being the leader. It's fun being the first one out of the gate. But at the same time, you're only a leader if someone's following you. You can be the first one out, but if there's nobody behind you, when you look, then you ain't leading nobody. You're just rogue. And so we may be coming upon times in the next 5 months where we need some of that rogue energy, but it has to include our intellect. It has to include our thinking. It has to include getting information from our soul, telling us what is the next correct step. We want to think about unity. We want to think about group energy. So this brings me to point number 2. Point number 2 on the full moon. The full moon's 11 degrees and 46 minutes in the sign of Aquarius, in your 6th house of your work routines, your health routine. The 6th house is your day-to-day routine. So whether that's your health, your work, it's also pets. The 6th house is all about domestic pets. But remember, routines. Hygiene is a big deal. Part of our daily routine. It's been a big emphasis for 2020. This is a big emphasis for Virgo energy. When the pandemic began, we had a full moon in Virgo. It was this giant light that was shown upon, oh my gosh, here's the proper way to wash hands. Or, oh my gosh, if you were never washing your hands, you might want to start, right? We got, speaking of the 6th house and Virgo energies, what happens? The cat shows up. This is how astrology works. This is how energy works. It's not magic. It just is. Hi, beautiful. This is Taffy, by the way. It's been a long time since Taffy showed up during the video, and so I'm honored. And so Taffy is a tortie, and she's very, actually, is she a tortie? Tortie. I might have the wrong word. Anyway, she's a highly sensitive cat, very sensitive, unlike Zoe. Zoe is in your face. Zoe's like, touch me, feel me, hold me, pet me now. That's Zoe. A lot of Martian energy there. Taffy's not like that. they actually kind of square each other up. Kathy definitely has a lot of Cancer energy. Miss A thinks that she holds a lot of Taurus energy. She's giving me the butt raise, like rub me here. Here's her tail. Rub my booty. Hi, baby. I haven't seen her in a couple of days. I've seen her, but she hasn't been next to me in a couple of days. And she's a very lovey-dovey cat. She wants to cuddle and she wants to be held. And yeah, so when she hasn't had that, she needs her fill. And right now is that time. So we're going to be honored and have Taffy here with us and keep her safe. My candle went out, so that's okay. And she waited for the candle to go out, so that's good. Getting back to your point number 2 is understanding your work, your routines, your health routines, routines with your pets, your domestic pets. There's going to be a big moon light shining. But what I want you to also be aware of is that it's something to do with the way you believe. All right, there's a belief system tied in with your work routine. There's a belief system tied in with your health routines. There's a belief system tied in with your routines with your pets. And that will probably bring a surprise, a shock. There's something that has to do with that 6th house energy, your work, your pets, your health. There's alternative stuff because that's Virgo energy. There's the planet Uranus is involved, and so there may be some shocks and surprises involved with this. And this also involves another part of your chart, which is difficult to talk about for you because it's an unconscious part of your mind. And when I'm talking to somebody about something that they're unconscious about, well, that makes it a little tricky. But you have unconscious ways in which you express, the way you uniquely express, whether it's your speech, whether it is just the way you talk, the way you talk about how you feel, the way you express your individuality. There's something that is very unique about you, and there's something that you do in that is extremely expressive, and you're not aware of it. And being unaware of the way that we express can sometimes cause problems in relationships. And again, this has everything to do with the job, your ways of expressing at the job, and your health routines. There's a belief system tied into all of this, okay? So there could be a teacher involved, somebody who's considered a teacher for you. There's a square. It's just a big T-square that occurs. And so again, that energy is around the 3rd, okay? The 3rd of the beginning of the month. Let's go to number 1. Number 1 is more of a long-term thing because it involves your income. It involves your 2nd house, okay? It also involves your 8th house. Now, your 8th house is our income. Your 2nd house is my income, my values, and your 8th house is our values. When you bring that into the realm of money and resources and who I value and what I value, and you're relating in the way you talk with the public, there is something that's going to likely occur, and it's going to be about the way in which you relate. And what you got to realize is that the way that which you relate is a key factor in how you get your moolah. Because your 2nd house, you've got some really beautiful energy there. You've got this energy of, I know how to be the diplomat when I'm dealing with people, when I'm talking to people one-on-one. I love talking to people one-on-one. I love relationship type energies, like partnership type energies. But there is a friction that comes up for you, okay? There's a friction, a testing, a tension, and we see this occurring. You've already gotten glimpses of it, but we see it happening a lot for the rest of 2020 because of the planet Mars. Blame it on Mars. We have to remember the bigger picture. Mars wants us to believe it's all about me, right now, and it's not. Even though there are some things about me and my safety that are important, and group safety that's important. She's eating the wire, so give me a minute. I'm going to have to redirect her energy, as I like to say. Redirect the focus, redirect the energy. When we are able to recognize that there are others going through the same combative energy, like it's rising up within us, we all feel very empowered, and we feel like, you're not going to say that about me, or you're not going to tell me I can't do that, or you're not going to tell me I have to do that. Just remember group energy. Just remember, if we can prove that we can get through this as a group, as a community, we are going to help elevate not only ourselves, not only our spouse, not only our immediate family members, we are really going to make a difference with the planet Earth herself. Yes, we can elevate these frequencies together. We come together, we focus in on unity. What is best for the group? What will get us there? Remember, folks, We're in this together. We want to be members of the CCC, and the CCC keeps coming in for every chart, every reading I'm doing. I keep hearing the CCC, which is, are you ready to be a citizen of the cosmic community? You will not be in the cosmic community until you can be a citizen, a proper citizen of where you are right now, of the community of where you live on the earth. So this is our goal. This is what we want, folks. We want to establish unity here first. We have to establish unity here. We have to first be able to hold ourselves accountable and responsible and be willing to do what it takes to make the changes we need to make within our own thinking. Okay, Virgo, make the changes we need to make within our own thinking, and we will then elevate. And once we can elevate, we hold hands and we literally elevate together. And what we do to ourselves, we do to the other. What we do to the other, we're doing to ourselves. And what we do to ourselves, we do to the earth. What we do to the earth, we do to ourselves. It's all connected. Yes, this is not a secret. We've been hearing about the teachings of the circle of life for a very long time, but understanding that it's not just about the circle of life on earth, and that there are those here who want to help us so badly. And that's what I'm feeling strongly right now. There are so many who are out there and who are willing, who are available if we ask them to give us the assistance that we need to elevate as a community, to elevate and understand we need to embrace the word unity. Let's ascend together. Remember, unity in the community.